As O'Connor will run the option and pitches it backwards, and it's scooped up, and there goes Jabril Peppers. He's going to score going the other way and pad the Michigan lead.
Hey everybody, Scotty here. My co-host this week is
Alex. My name is Alex.
Alex
Rawlick.
Rawlick. Yeah, okay, Alex Rawlick. I'm glad you're here, friend.
Yeah. Scotty, are you trying to hurt me? I mean, how could you not remember me? We did a program at this very desk together less than 2 weeks ago.
Oh, see, there's your problem. I don't remember anything before October 29th because it's all ancient history, baby. It's a new era now.
Ooh,
yeah.
Clever. For those of you who live under a rock or who don't understand Scotty, and I'd be willing to bet that those things aren't mutually exclusive, he's referring to the Michigan and Michigan State game this weekend when Michigan finally tacked a W against their tertiary rival, and we can all breathe a collective sigh of relief.
You know, in order to celebrate, I've decided to commission our snaps this week, and most of the program, honestly, to be entirely about the rivalry and the game.
Scotty, don't you think we've kind of been overdoing it? I mean,
what do you mean?
We're a sports show, but it seems like all we talk about is football.
I mean, football's pretty prevalent right now.
But there's the World Series, and basketball started, and the NHL started, and there's always some kind of weird soccer going on, and that guy in cricket, he just played a game and lost his leg and kept playing.
No!
All right.
Fuck that. Go to snaps.
All right.
God.
What's happening? Hey!
So I was in East Lansing for the game. We both were, actually.
Yep.
Anyway, being a Michigan kid, I was bound to have some sort of unpleasant encounter. I sat in the student section. I had a dandy old time, except for one frat douche. Said frat douche walked by and yelled, "Everyone wish this guy luck with his community college degree." While I know there is almost zero chance that kid will ever watch this, and if he did, he would likely just ignore my advice like he did my response at the game, I think it's a great opportunity to have a conversation about trash talk, otherwise known as imitating politicians, but about sports. Trash talk only works if it's smart and effective. And I know those are two difficult concepts for people outside of Ann Arbor, so I'm going to try to help you out. So I'll lay out a few good examples and leave Spartans about 360 some days to conjure some good trash talk for next year. Thing 1, Ann Arbor. It's full of weird, pretentious art that you're a jackass if you don't understand. Thing 2 probably has more hipsters per capita than any other place in Michigan besides Midtown Detroit. And thing 3, and this is the kicker, Ann Arbor has 2 Whole Foods. What city in America needs not 1, but 2 places to get seasoned kale aged in holy water from the Andes Mountains?
Oh, now I'm hungry.
Or you could talk about some of the University of Michigan's less stellar graduates, like serial killer H.H. Holmes, one of America's first such individuals. He graduated in 1884 before moving to Chicago, where he cut up people for fun until he was arrested. Infamous Dr. Jack Kevorkian is an alum of the university, although I think assisted suicide metaphors would have worked better when Dave Brandon was the athletic director.
Oof.
The Unabomber, Ted Kaczynski, got his doctorate degree at U of M before going insane, moving out to the woods, mailing people bombs, all while writing about the dangers of the technology for the world ahead. Although Villain uses post office to kill people in protest of email makes a pretty good film. Post-mortem, maybe? White supremacist Ann Coulter graduated here. Twice. I got no jokes for this one. I just figured most state grads watch the roast of Rob Lowe so they could check that out. And of course, there's another psychopath here.
Who's that?
Ann Coulter.
Yeah, and Coulter. Yeah, that
and
sounds about
Coulter.
right. Huh. So first, I want to talk about something that's really quite hilarious. A friend that I met up with in East Lansing is actually a graduate student and a teacher there. Now, he didn't do his undergrad at MSU, and he was absolutely shitting on the undergrad students as a result. He unloaded about how difficult it is to get them to go to class and understand basic introductory concepts, and how it didn't seem they were very prepared coming out of high school. He said that they actually have office hours by the TAs in the dorms to help the students have study and tutoring sessions. But them actually showing up is a problem. Okay, all right, I'll level with y'all. When people here at Michigan make jokes about MSU being academically inferior, we sound like uncreative assholes. But it is absolutely heartwarming to hear that an actual instructor there shares these ideas. Nice. Yeah, that's nice.
All right, well, now that we got that out of our systems, let's talk about the actual game.
Yeah, how about all of you idiots out there give me some credit, first of all. I told you it was going to be a close game. I told you.
Yeah, but Scotty, it wasn't really that close. I mean, we had the ball up 30-10, and I think they just started playing conservatively, like Lloyd ball.
And you know, how'd that work out for them? We almost set it up for some kind of miracle finish yet again.
I think that's a little bit overstating it. I mean, they got 2 touchdowns in garbage time, and the score made the game closer than it seems.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's what D'Antonio was trying to do when they went for 2, you know?
Yeah, and you know what? This rationale that, oh yeah, the game was over, we gotta fight for every point. How did that work out for you? All you did was end up padding Jabril's highlight reel for the Heisman race. And how about that argument that it was too close a game and that MSU prevailed in the fact that Michigan won, but it wasn't a blowout? They still f***ing won.
But Scotty, they still won 7 of the last 9.
Yeah, okay, you know what? We won 70 of the last 100. Let's put this whole history record bullshit to rest. This stupid streak argument only works for the team who has won the most recent contest. Get the f*** out of here if you disagree.
It's just MSU fans clinging to something in a lost season. Most of them have already jumped ship. I mean, look at Jamela Hill, who, by the way, is probably the epitome of a bad journalist.
Yeah.
She straight up said she was waving the white flag on the season and that she didn't care.
Fairweather fans, they're lame. It took 7 years and 2 terrible coaches for Michigan to stop filling the seats. It's taken MSU a couple of games. Pathetic. They do have a chance to nab a few more victories, though, if they wanted. I think Ohio State could definitely get tripped up there.
I don't know if I see that happening. I mean, they had trouble with Northwestern, but I really think Urban's going to get after them.
We got to root for them. If Ohio State loses another game, they're out of the playoff picture. That's great.
I agree, and yeah, I'll be rooting for them, but I just think it's a pretty big mismatch.
Okay, you know, D'Antonio was 2-2 against Urban Meyer. It can happen. What's Jim Harbaugh's record against Urban Meyer? He got blown off of the field. It's 0-1. That's why we're not winning in Columbus this year.
Scotty, we had this argument last time, and I'm not doing it again.
Yeah, because you lost.
No, because you started saying a bunch of bullshit that didn't make any sense.
The best laid plans of mice and men oft go askew. Do you know who said that?
I believe it was Robert Burns.
Wrong. It was Bo Schembechler. Look it up.
Scotty.
Look it up. Oh, by the way, I picked this up during my trip to East Lansing. I actually took it from a crying child.
I believe you.
I don't know if it'll show up
did.
really well on the green screen, but here, let's take a look. It's one of those Spartan headgear things. Look at me, everybody. I'm a dumbass.
I won't disagree with that.
Really, Alex? You're going to attack my character like that? I'm the boss around here. You are the whole reason that you're sitting in that chair, and that's what you do? You disrespect me?
You're not the reason I'm sitting in that chair. The chair is the reason I'm sitting in the chair.
I'm still the
I wanna
boss,
sit
though.
down.
I'm still the boss. I am. I'm the boss. As a matter of fact, go get me a glass of water.
All right, I think that about wraps up Snaps. Let's go ahead to the next segment.
I want a pencil case. Get me a pencil case. I command you to floss my teeth. I command you to be my wife.
Please, God, no.
I mean, I told him it's probably not a hernia, but if that green stuff keeps coming out, we're gonna want to keep checking on it. But it's probably okay. But anyways, oh, hi, you must be Ryan, right?
Yeah.
So, you're not looking too good, Ryan. What's going on?
I woke up with 103 fever, could barely move, and was puking all last night.
Really? Have you maybe eaten anything that might have caused some food poisoning or upset your stomach?
Not that I remember.
What about, has anyone around you been sick? Maybe your family or your friends?
Nah.
Anyone's got anything serious?
No.
Well, I don't know. You're not looking too hot, Ryan. Let me go get Dr. Harbaugh, and he'll be in for a few minutes, okay?
All right.
Mr. Roos, how you doing? Sorry about my delay. I had some recruiting to do. We got a big game coming up this week. And, of course, I ran into the League of Legends legend Meng Shi and got in some fierce competition. Had to win the game, had to figure out how to play first, but eventually got the win.
Dr.
So,
Harbaugh, always wins.
Thank you, Aaron. What seems to be the issue here? Sounds to me like you have a case of the flu. Now, what remedies have you tried? Dayquil. Well, that explains the poor results. Doctor, could you go get the usual?
Absolutely.
Thank you. Now, here, hold on. Turn this way a little bit. Now, what if I'm thinking it'd be interesting to come out in the Maryland Eye like that and really give him something to think about, but then be able to run a meshing pattern with 5 receivers. Especially got that great freshman class, want to get them reps, get them snaps, get them exposure.
Thank you very much. Vitamin D whole milk.
All right, so here's what you're going to do. You're going to drink a gallon of whole milk every day, and you're going to do 30 sets of 15 push-ups every day. And you're going to eat copious amounts of steak because vitamins are good for your immune system, and steak is the best vitamin. You understand that?
Are you crazy? Milk's just gonna make me puke more. I can barely move. How the am I supposed to do push-ups?
Well, I hear a lot of talk and not a lot of actual work. Do you want to be Rutgers or do you want to be Michigan? Because it sounds to me like you're just being a little bitch and you just got to be tougher about it. So why don't you try to do something here? Come on, you can do it.
You're insane.
All right, well then drink some of this milk. Ugh. I think we might need to prepare the IV, get the other nurses in a moment.
If we have to use the tube again, we'll be ready.
Oh my God.
All right, so we don't need to do the enema. He's all right.
Oh my God.
See what
That's incredible.
I know. How you feel?
I feel amazing.
All right, well.
Thank you, Dr. Harbaugh.
You're going to continue the regimen, and of course, get started on those push-ups right now.
Absolutely.
Remember, kids, the best way to protect yourself this cold and flu season is by drinking ungodly amounts of whole milk, eating absurd amounts of steak, and rigorously exercising with an enthusiasm unknown to mankind. And of course, hooray sports!